Hey losers, it's Coral. Welcome back to my channel. Is that too mean? I hope that's not too mean. That's what I call my friends, or my brother. But like, they're losers because they're talking to me, who's like a loser, right? Anyways, my god, I am trying to survive today, you know what I mean? It's just one of those days. Anyway, recently I filmed a video about book covers that were like really good, but I didn't like what was inside of them. But now I'm going to talk about some of my favorite covers that either I've read and liked, or like I just haven't read at all. So a little more positivity, I suppose, if you're looking for that. I've split this up between like vintage and modern. Should I do vintage first? Should I do modern first? I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna do vintage books first. It was really hard to, I don't even know how many I picked, but it was hard to like stop picking things, you know what I mean? But first here is See No Evil by Patricia Wallace. And Patricia Wallace especially has some really great covers on like all of her work that I've seen, at least, you know what I mean? Like maybe there's some out there that I don't know of, but she's got a couple like really iconic zebra books covers that are like the skeletons. This skeleton has fucking eyeballs, which is just bananas, especially when it's called See No Evil. Like, wouldn't you think that, you know, they wouldn't have eyes and then they couldn't see evil? I don't even know what this is about. I haven't read this one. But boy, it's a great cover. Just a little piggy tails, skeleton in the casket. It's just good, you know? I've read one of Patricia Wallace's books and it was not good. So, I don't know. Is any of her stuff good? I don't know. Okay, this is a recent favorite. This is Skin of the Soul, which is an anthology edited by Lisa Tuttle. And this, it has got to be the inspiration for what they did with like the Cats movie, right? This is fucking terrifying. Who drew this up and said yes? Okay, but this cover is actually a little bit terrifying. This is Prodigal by Melanie Tem. I've not read this either. This is a really recent acquisition for me. This is Adele Abyss Books, and they have some really great covers too. This was going into, I believe, the 90s. So it was like after like the ridiculous zebra books, you know, kind of stopped being published, and then we've got Adele Abyss coming in with these like wicked covers. Just, ooh, like what is happening? Why are they trapped in there? They're contorted, they're gray. What is it? I don't know. It's so creepy. Next we have The Witching by, the best name of any author ever, Fritzen Ravenswood. I mean, you can't write a book about witches without being named Fritzen Ravenswood, in my opinion. This, I'm not sure like what exactly draws me to this cover so much. I think it's the simplicity, the colors. It looks like a 70s movie, like a 70s witch movie. I don't even know. Maybe these hands look kind of like my mom's. Maybe that's why I like it so much. I don't know. It's so silly. Next up is Slither by John Halkin. I've not read this one, and this is the only John Halkin book I own, but I don't know if there's like a name for this artwork that is just like super realistic looking, but quite a few of his books have covers like this. Same with Guyan Smith, where they're just, it looks like there's a photograph being taken almost, you know what I mean? And they're just so creepy and like gory and visceral. Ugh, I mean, some of these little baby gators are like inside her face. I don't know if they're actually gators. Some sort of slithering thing. Actually, they kind of look like kind of look like salamanders. This one on the back does, but I don't think they're supposed to be salamanders. Okay, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive I did a video like this before, quite a few years ago though, but I couldn't find it when I was looking through all my shit. So I don't know. I feel like maybe this would have been included in that video, maybe not. But this is Don't Tell Mommy by Harold Lee Friedman, and this, I just really need like a good copy of this because this is just so beat to shit. I had to tape the cover back together because it was like this part was ripped off when I got it in the mail, and I was like, what the fuck? But I mean, I just can't like let go of this until I know for sure I can, you know, secure another copy. I don't know what this is about. I just really love the face ripping, right? It's so creepy, and like that's what it feels like when your babies like grab your face like that, because they love to just grab faces, and they have these little tiny like dagger needle fingers with their tiny like thin sharp baby claws. That's what it feels like to be a mom or a parent, maybe in general, but I've just been a mom and that's what it feels like. It's terrible. Then we have The Totem by David Morrell. Is that like a morel mushroom? Because that is really a great name for somebody who is going to write a book that looks like this, I feel like. Because this thing looks like it's made out of like tree bark. It's got like drippy algae like hanging off its antlers, but also like drippy green stuff coming from its weird mouth. I don't know how well you can see this, but I did take a good picture of the cover art on my Instagram recently, so I don't post on Instagram that often, so it's like right up there if you care to look at that. And now on to the more modern books that I have here. All of these ones I've read except for 2 of them, I think, but I don't know. Does it really matter? Not really. I'm just talking about the cover. Next, I picked We Need to Do Something by Max Booth III, which is a really great book, but also it's got such a great cover. I mean, for those of us who, you know, have lived in areas where tornadoes happen, you know the color that the sky gets, where it's like gray and green and yellow, and like this is what it looks like. It's terrifying. It's like it changes everything outside. It changes the way things look, and it's so creepy and like beautiful and scary, and that's why I love this cover so much. It's like this is what it looks like outside before a tornado happens. And I mean, this book is about a family trapped in a bathroom after a tornado hits their house, so it's perfect. It's perfect for this story. This next one here I haven't read, but this is The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling, and this is another one where I just love the colors the most, I think, like the color scheme here, and it's very simplistic, and it tells a story of, you know, somebody falling in love with somebody who looks like they're dead, right? But, you know, high school setting, maybe 80s. I don't know if it takes place in the 80s, but that's what the colors remind me of, and the font too. Very 80s, early 90s. Next here is Below by Laurel Hightower. This is a book that I've also read recently. There's not much to say about this except for that it's absolutely creepy and beautiful. This Mothman, this rendition of Mothman is very spooky. This is not like the cute feathered Mothman of your dreams. This is the creepy, like, just flesh covered bald Mothman of your nightmares. And like I love that you can, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but you can like sort of see its mouth, but not well enough to really see what's going on in there, which is very creepy to me because like it looks like there are teeth maybe, but like I can't tell. It's so creepy. And yeah, it's just such a great Mothman cover. I mean, even just looking at it, you know, seeing it on my little playback screen, right? It looks so creepy with just its cute little red eyes poking out. I also picked Along the Path of Torment by Chandler Morrison. This is another book I have not read, but I picked it up because of the cover. It's just got this like, it looks like a poster for like a movie or a TV show that's been like in LA for too long, you know what I mean? Like it got hung up and forgotten about and now it's all like sun bleached and shit. But it's got those like beachy colors and I don't know what, like, is this a mask up there? I'm not sure. But really what gets me is this like bleached out beach color palette thing that they've got going on. Does this take place in LA? I feel like it might. Yeah, it says in Hollywood. So, and Chandler Morrison lives in LA, the book says. So, I mean, this all makes sense. It's all checking out. Okay, next one here is The Razorblades in My Head by Donnie Goodman. This book was a really great book. This was a short story collection that I really liked. And, I mean, the cover art is very good, but I think one of my favorite parts of reading this was reading the story and then going back and looking at the front and trying to like pick out which artwork corresponded to what story, right? Because, you know, they're all in there. And it's just such a brilliant like mashup that you wouldn't think would work with the variety of stories that he had in here, but the artist managed to do it and he did it so well. I would hang this up in my home, maybe. Okay, next on my list is Ring Shout by Djeli Clarke. And I mean, what do I even need to say about this? I mean, you know exactly what this is going to be about. The Ku Klux Klan, demons, right? I mean, like, I think the creepiest part of this are the mouths. And it's not just that the mouths are eyes, it's like they're a little bit like misshapen, so they're like, they look like they're gonna bite you. So creepy. It's a cover that tells a story and it's simple, but it still tells a story. I could not do a video like this without including at least one of Eric LaRocca's books. This is Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, and the cover art here is done by Kim Jacobson. I've been, oh my gosh, I just need to like finally buy a print of this because it's been like on one of my browser tabs on my phone for like a year probably. So yeah, I should get around to that. The colors in this are so beautiful. I love blue and this like marigold yellow color. They're just so contrasting, and then you have the leaky head girl, and I don't know, it's just like another thing that tells a story. It's another cover that tells a story, and I'm not sure if it exactly tells a story of what's going on in the book, but it definitely is a piece of art that tells a story. It's so beautiful. This book is a work of art, both inside and outside. Alright, and finally here today, I'd like to talk about Sundial by Catriona Ward. This is a book, oh my gosh, this book, it's a great book and it has a fantastic cover. This is a cover that I think you need to hold in your hands and really look at because it's got an enormous amount of detail that I don't think probably picks up on my camera, and it has to be like the right light even. You know, you've got the house up here. It feels like every time I look at this, I see something different. It's got the beautiful starry sky. It's got, you know, the dog skull, the snake. It has all the like desert brush and the house sundial, and it's, and then, you know, we're not even talking about the colors here. It's so beautiful. It's like a dreamy, like neon nightmare. Beautiful, so beautiful. What a beautiful cover. Well, anyways, my friends, that is what I have for today. I'd love to know what your favorite book covers are. Like, what are covers that just you'll never ever forget about? Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.